is really this kind of scorekeeping and budgeting process around the commitments that countries of the world are making to reduce their carbon emissions. So every year, countries are coming in with new commitments, trying to figure out whether they add up and are going to give the reduction in the warming potential that they all agreed to shoot for back in Paris. Yeah, so this is such a great question. I mean, I like to think of the, COP meetings as a little bit like you're kind of watching a football game play out, right? And it's not a single game. You're watching a few plays from a game that's going to take many years. And what you're looking for out of this is, do you see progress, right? Does it look like your team, right, is making some progress? And so are we moving the needle on some of these commitments? Are we seeing those estimates of where we're going to come down? The changes that that folks in Virginia have experienced in their weather, the things they've noticed of, hotter summers, more humid summers, bigger, more massive rain events, that's due to about 2 degrees Fahrenheit change. Yeah, and I think, for me, I just keep thinking like every 1/10 of a degree matters, right? Every 1/10 of a degree, we can pull those numbers down. That's going to matter in terms of saving lives, saving costs, reducing damages, and reducing risks of kind of the things that we know might be out there but can't quite predict, like big changes in the Arctic or big changes in ecosystems or agricultural productivity. So the little numbers actually matter quite a bit. Because methane is such a potent gas, you're right, like it goes into the atmosphere, it has this really big impact, and then over the next several decades, that impact lessens. But a big reason why that impact lessens is that it reacts with oxygen in the atmosphere and it turns into carbon dioxide. So you get this like initial hit of really potent warming, and then you get this more persistent hit of the still potent but less so warming due to carbon dioxide. Our relationship with the countries in the less developed world, where the climate impacts, we talk a lot about, change in our region and, increased humidity and storms and things like that. It is so much harder in many of these places, like in Africa, Middle East, Central America. And so what's our responsibility towards people living in those places? How do we help them build their economies in a way that doesn't lead to more emissions? And how do we help them to deal with the impact of climate change from, rising seas, hotter air, wilder weather?